uh, implement the heating system in the simulation of the building, first we have to create the building block, and then we have to go to the energy plus icon on the top right corner. When we click that, the data option, model data option comes in front, and if we go to the data tab, we can see that in the HVAC system there are two types, simple and detailed. In simple, the HVAC system is modeled using ideal loads, and fuel consumption is calculated from loads using seasonal efficiencies. Whereas in detailed ones, it's defined graphically using components like coils and fans and other components of the HVAC system. In this model, we are going to use the simple system, and if we click OK, it will update the system. Now if we go to the HVAC system on the top corner, top middle area of the window, we can see that the template is here. Now first we have to select the template. Now if you click in the template zone, in the data area, info data area, there are many other systems you can see, and from among those systems we are going to select the fan coil unit, 4-pipe with district heating and cooling system. If we double click it, then it comes in front in the template, and now we are going to modify their components. But if you want to modify the fan coil unit on the template, you have to create a copy as you have shown in the construction and other areas, where you have to create the same copy and then you modify that. We are going to use the district heating and cooling with fan coil unit, and we are going to modify the mechanical ventilation and other parameters of that template. So first we have to tick it on the mechanical ventilation unit. So in the outdoor air definition method, we can see there are 5 types, and mostly in the guides or design guides, the HVAC systems in CIPC, the minimum fresh air per person is mostly used. For example, if you go to the activity level, you can see underneath the occupancy, fresh air, minimum fresh air, underneath the environmental control, you can see the minimum fresh air per liter per person is 10 liter per person, and if you include the mechanical ventilation per area, which is liter per square meter, if you have to click in HVAC system the property of mechanical minimum fresh air per area, if you select that in activity zone, you have to put the data here. So we are going to use the fresh air per liter per person, and we are going to put it in minimum fresh air per person. Now in the schedule area, we have to define a schedule, what we have discussed before, creating the schedule and how to modify it. And then if you have a system, heat recovery system, you have to click it on, and then if you have a auxiliary, if you know the auxiliary energy needed for the pump, and then you can put it here, and you can also put the schedule here, which can be modified in the same way we have discussed in previous tutorials. Now in the heating area, you can see that it is ticked on, and here you can choose what is the fuel of the heating system, and also you can choose the type, and also you can choose the operation schedule. In case of the operation schedule, you have to maintain the you have to fix that when the heating is going to start and when the heating is going to stop, when the preheating is going to start 1 hour before and 1 hour. So in case of a schedule, we have to define that which time in this schedule is going to be operational, from where it will start to preheat, and when it will be fully functional, and when it will stop. And it also has the same compact schedule, and we are trying to will be maintaining that. And we all can also see that the cooling option is also on, and the cooling system is by default here, and the fuel is electric from grid. And we are going to follow the open office cooling schedule. You can always also work with the domestic hot water system. In case of domestic hot water system, you can see that there are 7 types of hot water in their water system. So, if the same HVAC system is heating the hot water, then you can use it, or you can use a dedicated hot water boiler or a standard hot water boiler, instantaneous hot water only, or instantaneous combi, or heat pump. So if we just say the same as HVAC system, and you can also define that, fix that what is the delivery temperature and what will be the main supply temperature, and you also have a occupancy schedule for that. If we select all these options and then we just go to the simulation, we'll just simulate for 1 month, for the month of January. So it started from January 1st to January 31st. If we see that what is going to be the energy consumption and other data, and here we can see that the temperature is maintaining in air temperature here, and we can see other parameters like system loads and heat balances and fuel consumption. Everything is there. If we want to create a more detailed file, like Excel file, to analyze the data, we have to go to the file and create a we have to export the file as a energy plus heating. Let's say that we have a heating design input file. Now if we select that input file and take it, if we just place it somewhere in the desktop, so now we have to open the energy EP launch file, and now EP launch is the energy plus launch platform. If we open it, then you can browse to the file you have just created, and now this file, you need a weather file. We will use a default weather file, but yes, there are many. Let's use one from Chicago, and if we simulate it now, okay, now if we click the variables, now you can see that all the data of that month is here, and with all the zones and all the parameters are there, and now we can use this data to work with.